So we are live. So today in our show, we are going to talk about California's market, hot deal of the week, and how you can build wealth with weight. So let's lower down the music volume so you can listen us more than the music. We were just stressing out to fix this IT things, and we got a little late to start our show, but we are here and live. And the Wade has so much value he want to share today, and he want to share about the market updates. So Wade, what is going on in California, and especially your area that you are locally, that your farming
Thank,
area?
thank you so much for asking, Lydia. The stats are coming out now that are kind of interesting. We have a 5-year average number of homes coming on the market for the month of November is actually, now that the November stats are just about finished now, it's 46% less than the annual height that
Mm-hmm.
we've had since last May. This is typical in December. You're going to see, inventory drop about 63% from May, and the average inventory of homes drops 23% year over year. For the month of December. So we're seeing 55% more homes usually will come on the market during the month of October than they do in the months of November and December. So it's real common that we start to see a slowdown. People just enjoy the holiday season. I thought it was interesting that the statistics show that the 3-year average from 2017 to 2019, since most people take that COVID year 2020 out of the statistics, but the inventory typically drops from mid-November to New Year by about 20%, and then the demand or pending drops 35% during the same time period.
So is it like, I understand that typically that's always the same, but this year is it more than usual?
We're seeing a very low inventory right now, and we're seeing definitely a lower demand. For example, if we look at if we just focus on Orange County, for example, they call Stephen Thomas does a wonderful job, a local economist with Orange County statistics. He's calling it the holiday pause right now. So you figure that just in the last 2 weeks alone, the inventory's dropped by 8%. And so this is, typically the second largest drop of the year. So as we go into December, we'll be slowing down. But our market time, believe it or not, since we've had that small drop in interest rates, market time dropped from 89 days to 81 days. So we're actually we're seeing a little bit of pickup in sales now. Today, Chairman Powell spoke, and he's made it clear that he's going to do a little more increase in the interest rates. So we'll see what that'll do to the demand. But those fence setters over the last couple of weeks, they've jumped off the fence with the rates dropping about 3/8 of a point. Our inventory's down 8% right now, and so we can see that things are definitely slowing down. Last year, the inventory was about 56% lower, and the 3-year average is about 63% more homes on the market than they are today. So we can see there's definitely a sharp decrease in the number of homes coming on the market, about 35% less. And then there's demand. Last year, demand or pendings was 83% more today, and 62% more than that 3-year average. So it's definitely a slow period right now for most people. We're not seeing a big price drop though that that you're seeing in other states. Our sales to list price ratio is 98.7%. So 1.3% off the list price is not a lot. 99.8% of all the sales out there were just sellers who had equity.
Yeah.
Big foreclosures.
It's mostly in December. People just want to enjoy the holiday and it's cold. Well, in
Exactly.
California, it's not cold actually. Well, in our area here in Toronto, definitely people don't want to move in December, January because snow has started and it's very hard. But in California, yeah, the holiday can be the real reason. People just want to enjoy
Yeah.
family time and
Yeah.
don't list for sure. Anything else you want to share about the market update for
Yeah,
California?
I think, for the sake of time, since, we've got a little late start, I think, I think that would be, satisfactory for now,
Sure. And how about what you are going to teach today, and share a little bit about our build your build your
Yeah.
wealth with way today in this our segment of.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'd like to discuss the conversion of a single level house into an assisted living facility, so you can create massive cash flow, Hudia. I think it's interesting that the 2017 population projections, they estimate that there'll be 78 million people over the age of 65 by the year 2035. So many of these individuals are, they're not going to be able to care for themselves. They're going to need assisted living services.
Hmm.
And this is where the residential care facility for the elderly comes into effect. It's also known as the RCFE. And so what is an RCFE? It's a residential care facility for the elderly. It provides help for people that are 60 years or older. And the services would include like a room or meals and housekeeping services. The residents are going to receive both supervision and help with the activities of their daily living. And that activities of daily living, another acronym, they call it ADL. And the ADL services, assist residents with their hygiene, with their dressing, walking, and eating. There's a self-administrator. Patients, those individuals will go to a central area if they need medication. But this RCFE provides care for individuals who can't live by themselves, and it's not one of those 24-hour nursing cares. It's not considered a medical facility, if you will. So there's not going to be any requirement for employing nurses or certified nursing assistants or doctors on call, or on site. The RCFEs, they must meet state mandated care and safety standards. So there's licensure and inspections by the Department of Social Services are required, but it's pretty simple to actually purchase a single level home today that maybe has 5 or 6 bedrooms, and create a business combination where you can be purchasing it with someone that can acquire this RCFE administrator certification. And the certification is available to people who they have to be either 21 years or older. They have to have a high school diploma or a GED.
Hmm.
They would have had to completed an 80-hour course. And then lastly, they're given a state exam. It's 100 questions and it's an open book exam. So it's not going to be a real difficult exam. But, in creating a residential care facility, the expenses to consider include food, nursing, utilities, specialized insurance. Then depending on how many employees you have, you're going to have those expenses like payroll and ongoing licensing expenses. But a facility like this can house as many as 12 seniors, with the California's median cost now for a assisted living bed or a home. Each patient is paying about $5,250 per month, patient or state or family member, I should say.
You
Uh,
mentioned 5,200 each person.
each person, so 5,250 per month. So it'd be imperative, of course, to dive into all the historical expenses and the revenue. That's what myself and my team members do as we find these selected properties. But for a home like this, before investing in the property, we can do all this due diligence for you. Some of the experts out there, Hodia, they're saying that your cash flow should be around 30% of your gross income. So obviously, if you have 70% expenses, there has to be a huge income in
Yeah.
order to make this worthwhile. And so now that we briefly discussed this RFCE, this residential care facility for the elderly, I'd say that would lead us to our hot deal of the week.
Yeah, but share your number if somebody want to know how to find these kind of properties and
Yeah.
how to establish this business, like do all those things that we just mentioned. There's so
Uh,
many aspects of this list, where they should call you.
well, I appreciate that. So my number is 1-800-440-WADE. That's 1-800-440-9233. And I'm happy to answer any questions, discuss what opportunities are available.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, so share now. What is the deal
Uh,
of the week we have?
yeah. Okay. So I have a property here. I'd like to share the screen with you right now, if we could do that. Okay. Can you see okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, wonderful. So this property here it's 6 bedrooms and 3 baths. It's a single level home. It's about 2,439 square feet. It's on a really good sized lot, 8,395 square foot lot. And the asking price is 1,350,000. Now it's all solar powered, so that keeps expenses down. The uh, the separation of the business from the property is that they're offering the business for 150,000. So you can see that the house is 1,200,000, and this is all certified. You know, they've gone through all the handicap accessibility. So looking at these numbers, if you can see this, can you see the annual property operating data statistics at this point?
Yeah, no, they're not that big, but maybe
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
what's fascinating about that, if you take those beds and you multiply it by the 5,250, you'd see the income is substantial. But I actually use the actual numbers with the number of patients or
Mm-hmm.
that are currently in the homes now, and there is $756,000 a year in income that's coming off this property. There's $476,000 in operating expenses. Excuse me, there's $529,000 in operating expenses. So it gives you a net operating income of $226,800. And what, if you recall from last week and the week before's live live streaming, we shared cap rates that are normally in the 3.5 to 4% in Orange County. Um, you know, this cap rate, obviously the higher the cap rate, the better. It's 16.8%.
Oh,
Yeah,
more
your
than
cash on
16.
cash return is almost 45%.
It's four
Return on,
times more.
yeah, and internal rate of return is 59%. So you get a monthly cash flow of $11,000, and that's based on a 20% down payment. That's pretty good. If you take an investment for 1,350,000 times 20%, that's $270,000 invested to get $11,163 every month.
So you mentioned like, this property is ideal for that assisted living concept that you just shared.
Yes, exactly. That's correct. I think it would be an ideal situation for somebody, as we're talking about different opportunities in the marketplace to increase your cash flow. I haven't seen anything that gives a cash flow as high as this. Now, you either have to have a desire to do this, a compassion for the elderly, or maybe be a business person and have a friend or a family member that would be willing to take on that aspect of it. But I think it's a great opportunity to help the community and grow your wealth as well.
So is this property is just for the commercial use, or it can be used for the residence purposes as
No,
well?
it is a residential home, and it is in a residential development. So it could be a house. The average homes in that neighborhood are selling for about that 1.2 million price point.
Okay, so it can be it's a person's personal choice what they want to do with it. If they want to use it for business, or they want to use it to live as well.
That is correct. Yeah.
So if somebody want to just use it for personal use, is it still a good deal, or will
No, it
from
would
that?
be a market value, but where the value is that goodwill of that business, all the licensing, all the retrofitting that's necessary to follow the state guidelines and the federal guidelines. It's all done. So it's turnkey. The customers, if you will, the patients are already there. The elders that are living in the home. So there's instant cash flow from the time
Okay, okay.
they
This is
possess.
just ready and just needing a new owner for this.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's the benefit of this particular property, in addition to that
Cool.
tremendous
That's
cash
cool.
flow.
So wait, what is your number if somebody wanna inquire about this property from you?
Yeah, I'd say the same number, 1-800-440-WADE, 1-800-440-9233.
Yeah, I will bring up maybe one more banner, something, and we'll bring that up. Like your number is there. You don't need to say it again and again.
Oh.
Anything else you want to share before we go?
No, I just, I appreciate the opportunity to share. I've learned a lot. I've spent a lot of years to hone my craft, and I've done well. And so it's time now to get back. So I'm
Yeah.
here to get back.
Yes, the goal is that you have so much to share. Now, this is another idea that you shared, that using real estate with different angles, making money, and not everything is good for everyone, but as per
Oh,
every person's situation, personality, and the investment and capital you have, there are
yeah,
so many different things different people can do, and
that's
you are the
right.
guy to make that happen for them.
Happy to help.
Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next week, same time, around the same on the same channels.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, Odia.
Take care. Bye.
Bye now.